Hello, I'm Brandi Francis.
And I'm Dave Abrams. Welcome to Week in Review. In this episode, we're going to stop over to Chesapeake High School to talk about a movie night and food truck event. And we're also going to meet our new compliance officer, but first, making headlines this week. We want to start with a tough story about gang activity in the area that has led to at least 3 people dead. Police have been very careful about releasing information, but this week we learned that one of the people killed was Jennifer Rivera Lopez of Annapolis. According to police, Lopez's body was found near Camp Barrett in Edgewater. She was badly beaten. 5 people were arrested in connection with the homicide. They are Darvin Guerra Zacarias and Brenda Agueta of Silver Spring, Irvin Arue Figueroa of Annapolis, and Ronald Mendez Socha of Edgewater. Police Chief Tim Altamari urged people in the community who fear harm from a gang to contact the department immediately. They set up a special hotline at 410-222-4117. Altamari spoke directly to anyone in the community afraid they could be targeted for violence.
Every human being in this county matters to us. I'll say it again, we'll move heaven and earth to get you the help you need. If you live in fear, we want to help you stop it. We won't desert you, and we'll be there for you. That's my word as your chief of police.
Jennifer Lopez was 21 years old and attended Annapolis High School in 2016. This is scary stuff, Brandi.
This
and,
is.
I know there's going to be a whole lot more to this story. And, we just have to, I guess, make it clear to people that it's safe to come talk to the police and try and take care of this gang problem.
Yeah, I know. Arundel County Police are fantastic, and please don't be afraid to talk to any of them. They make themselves very comfortable with the public. We also have Lieutenant Ryan Frazier has Comfort, who is a dog that goes out to people. So please don't be afraid. This is serious stuff.
Yep. And we have Spanish-speaking officers as well that can talk to folks.
All right, Dave, so let's turn to a happier story.
Please, let's do that.
So this week, students, teachers, and elected officials celebrated the opening of the Monarch Academy in Annapolis. The new school has 583 students from the Annapolis area and will help relieve overcrowding at nearby Hillsmere, Tyler Heights, and Germantown elementary schools. Monarch is a contract school, which is similar to a charter school in that parents get to choose where their kids attend. The school is operated by the Children's Guild, a nonprofit that develops charter schools focused on a culture of flexibility to create agile thinkers. Other Monarch schools are located in Glen Burnie, Laurel, and Baltimore. And here's a cool fact about the school. Ready? Ready for this?
All right.
Taxpayers do not actually build the school. Instead, the county and state provide operating money they would use to run a typical elementary school, and the contract school is built using that money. What do you think about that?
That makes perfect sense.
It does. It does.
So let's try and break this down for people. So let's say you're going to build Tyler Heights Elementary School, and that school costs $65 million to build. And let's say, and I'm just making this up, $65 million, I'm probably not that far off, but operating, I'm going to get wrong. Let's say it costs $15 million a year to run that school.
Yeah.
So in this situation, we give the $15 million to the Children's Guild, and they, in partnership with the developer, build the school and operate the school out of that same pot of money. That's my understanding of how it works. So we're saving money here. We're saving taxpayer money here, Brandi.
And that's good.
And
for
that's
everyone
good.
out there.
Everyone wants to save money, right?
We love saving money.
We love saving money.
Yes, thank you, County Executive, right?
I know.
Speaking of, here's County Executive Steve Shue speaking at the opening ceremony.
I have believed for many years now that the traditional public school system is one of the great achievements of our country and of Western civilization generally. But every child is different, and traditional public education is not for everyone under every circumstance. Some children are more suited for homeschooling or private parochial schools. Others need a learning environment that allows for more curriculum flexibility and innovation. Contract and charter schools like Monarch Academy provide exactly that environment. Here at Monarch, they will focus on transformative education that is child-centered in nature, where each student will be known, nurtured, and celebrated.
That looks like a pretty fun school to go to, doesn't it?
It does.
I know.
All the pretty butterflies and all the art and stuff.
I know, gorgeous.
I don't know about you, growing up in St. Mary's, Ohio, but here, growing up in Rockville, Maryland, we didn't have all those murals and butterflies and stuff.
We didn't. I think we were all about school spirit, blue and gold all the way.
Oh yeah, what was it? The fighting Marysons?
Get this, we were the Rough Riders.
The Rough Riders. Oh yeah, giddy up. St. Mary's, Ohio.
Come on, can you beat that one?
No, because we were the Colonels, the Magruder Colonels, and guess what? We had a big cornfield next to our school, so that was the joke that kernels of corn.
Popcorn.
You had corn.
kernels.
We both had cornfields right next to our school. See?
Yeah.
We had that, but we did not have. You know what? And we walked to school 5 miles in the snow.
Oh, you did not. You're not that.
We liked it that way.
Oh no, you didn't.
We loved it.
You rode a bus.
We love that. Well, Brandi, we almost made it through the news without talking about zoning, but not so fast. This Tuesday, there's a big meeting coming up in Arundel to talk about the future of growth and development in our county. The meeting will take place at Monarch High School, and it starts at 6 p.m. This is your chance to weigh in as the county gets ready to update its general development plan. Planning and Zoning Officer Phil Hager will listen to all of the issues, large and small, from anyone in the county. Now, if you can't attend this meeting, don't worry, we have you covered. Another listening session will be held on November 30th at Old Mill High School, followed by December 11th at Arundel High School. Please come out and join the process.
I'll be there.
Right?
Yes.
You got some things to say about Pasadena?
There's a lot of people that...
Pasadena people right here.
That's right.
That's right.
The Dina.
The Dina.
Representing. Mm-hmm. We love the
You
Dina.
got some things you want to talk about the traffic on Fort Smallwood Road?
Traffic is, well, you know how it is.
We need
in
to
the
get
mornings,
we need to get some businesses into some of those strip malls there up on Fort Smallwood, right?
Nope, I agree.
Yeah.
And I know,
I don't know if the planning and zoning officer can help with that, but it'd be nice.
Yes. And speaking of, our Pasadena Senior Activity Center is up there. So
good plug.
Yeah.
Aging and disabilities.
Yep.
It's a very nice senior center. For some reason, all the years I've worked for the county, I had not been to that senior center inside until I went to see the Elvis presentation, which was really good. And that is a top-notch facility.
It is.
If you live in Pasadena and you're a senior and you have not been to the senior center, you better check it out.
It's right behind Two Rivers, if you're wondering where it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will talk to Compliance Officer Alanna Dennis. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
Well, welcome back to Week in Review. We are very pleased to have a special guest in the studio today, Miss Alanna Dennis, our new compliance officer for Anne Arundel County. Welcome on the show.
And thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here.
It's our pleasure, and I should mention before we go forward that you are my work roommate, that you sit near me, so we've gotten to know each other very well. So now we're going to let all the folks know more about you as well. How's that sound?
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
Well, let's start with the easy stuff. What does a compliance officer do?
All right. Well, basically, a compliance officer investigates concerns, allegations of alleged discrimination, harassment, retaliation at the workplace connected to EEO-related concerns, Title VII Civil Rights Act.
What is EEO?
Very good question. Equal employment opportunity.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So these are internal county workforce concerns that employees would be expressing to me and or job applicants.
Okay. And your job is to
investigate the allegations to see whether or not there's been any violation with our policy non-discrimination policy as well as the laws, federal, state, and local laws.
Right. So if anybody's having trouble in the workforce in Anne Arundel County government, they come to you and they tell you what the
Definitely.
problem is.
The door is open. They have a lot of different resources they can go to. Employees, they can go either to personnel. They can come to me as the Human Relations Compliance Officer. They can also go to their departmental supervisor, but we are encouraging everybody who has a concern of alleged discrimination, harassment, or retaliation to come to me.
But you have a lot of experience in this area. Obviously, you have a law degree, and you have dealt with these sort of rules and regulations before. Tell us a little bit about some of your past experience.
All right. Well, thank you for the opportunity. Well, I have over 20 years of experience, both as a practicing attorney, litigator on behalf of the state. I was an assistant attorney general with the Department of Labor Licensing and Regulation.
Dollar.
Shout out to
Dollar.
Right.
Yep.
That's right. And then also, besides being a litigator, I decided at a certain point, I think it was around the time that I was getting the conflict resolution mediation training that I had, that there has to be a different way to also try to make a difference to help people. You
I
know?
really like that mediation piece.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we, in talking with the county executive about different initiatives and the mediation component, EEO mediation, Equal Employment Opportunity Mediation, was something that was just really close to my heart, that just came, because it allows everybody, both parties who voluntarily decide, and if they are given the opportunity to participate in the mediation, to really have a say in the resolution and how they can resolve the dispute. Not every case is appropriate for mediation.
Right.
Right. Okay. So it's a case-by-case situation, and review an assessment to see if it's appropriate. For example, I'm not going to bring in an allegation of sexual harassment and say, both parties, do you want to mediate alleged sexual harassment? That would not be appropriate. So, but all that to say, going back to your question, Dave, when I transitioned from the practice of law, I ended up initially doing conflict resolution mediation. And I handled EEO-related concerns, disputes across the country. Worked several years with transportation. Then I transitioned to do compliance with healthcare, and worked at Hopkins, worked where I'm a graduate from as well. Got my master's in business
Love
from
Hopkins.
Johnson. So do I. And also then transitioned to higher education, where I served as the Title IX coordinator and director of equity compliance over at Bowie State University before joining this county.
It's great to have you on board.
Thank you.
I've met you, I've learned to get to know you over the last couple of weeks, and you're definitely a great addition to the county executive staff. And I should mention also that your specific role did not really exist before, and this was really created in response to community concerns, that they really wanted to make sure that there was somebody there that people could talk to, that aside from personnel, which of course they do a very good job over there, but the community felt it was important to have somebody with your expertise to be able to handle these situations, because you know how to do it, you know how to keep it confidential, and to have the parties come to a resolution, and if they can't, then you figure out how to make the process go forward.
That's an important component of compliance. People need to feel a sense of trust and neutrality, impartiality, and confidentiality. So, as a compliance officer, you really are impartial. You really are looking and assessing the situation. Yes, we all are employed by the same employer, but from a compliance officer's perspective, my mind is looking at, is the concern something that really needs to be addressed? Has there been a violation of the policy? Has there been a violation of the law? Nobody at the workplace, no woman, no man, no person, no matter the race, the color, the religion, the age, the disability, orientation, national origin, veteran status, age, no person should be enduring discrimination, retaliation at the workplace. And they need to have a safe zone, kind of, a safe zone to express their concerns. And if there are, in the course of an investigation, if the allegations are substantiated, trust and believe they will be appropriately handled.
See, when she does that, that's when I start to get nervous.
There's another side. There's another side.
Full lawyer right
Nervous
there.
about. Well, and speaking of all of those areas of discrimination, we'll talk about Arundel United here in a little bit. But
Yes.
I also want to talk about conflict resolution.
Yeah.
It is such an incredible. We just had staff development day, and we had Maryland Commission on Civil Rights come out and give us the training. And you really learn about people's personalities and how to deal with other individuals and what they're thinking. And somebody might have a bad day when, you know, the other person has a good day and doesn't understand why this person is down. So, training for this and other things, and I know you're going to be doing some training. So, what do you have coming up that you're going to be training for?
Thank you. Actually, a part of I agree, just before I answer that question, I do agree with you about the conflict resolution. It's so close to my heart. You often have in that time where you bring the parties together and you're facilitating dialogue and trying to get people to understand the other person's perspective. And a lot of times you do a lot of listening. You establish those ground rules. Spend a lot of time as the mediator establishing ground rules, listening, respect, giving the other person time to express themselves. But it's during that time that both parties, more often than not, really have that opportunity to see the other person's perspective, you know? So it is a really good venue and option for people. But going back to some other initiatives that are coming forward, we have diversity training. That's essential. Diversity and compliance. I call it diversity and compliance training, because diversity and inclusion and just embracing the uniqueness and the complexity is a very important thing. And so we're going to be unrolling the red carpet, so to speak, of the diversity training.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
With the red.
yeah, red carpet. You know what I'm saying. Had to come prepared. The red carpet will be commencing in November, and every county employee will be required to take the training. But it's going to be
I already
fun.
signed up for mine.
I haven't yet.
It's
I'm
going to
going
be
first
fun.
class.
It's
I'm
going to be
first class.
fun.
So can you tell our viewers why diversity training is so important?
Right. It is important because it gives opportunity for people to not only learn about others and the differences in what we all bring to the table, but it also is important for each of us to self-reflect, possibly on our unconscious implicit biases that we may have, that often, you know, everybody has. You know, because we are a component of the complexities. I call it the diversity wheel. The complexities of who we are, our education, our background, whether our religion or our affiliation, you know, everything, our experiences, where we grew up, whether we were raised by single family or single parent or had two parents home. That helps in formulating who we are and how we view the world. Yeah. And so, in essence, diversity training opens that door of just being more aware of yourself as well as, you know, of others.
I got a sneak peek at this, so
Yeah.
I got to kind of think about it a little bit, and it's not a bunch of here's all the rules. I mean, it does talk about what the rules are, but it just kind of gets you to think about it a little bit more instead of just kind of going through your day and not thinking about where's the other person coming from, and then it's too late because you said something, you know me. So it's good that I learned this. But before we go, let's talk about Arundel United real quickly, because Derek Matthews is running this initiative, but you are one of the ambassadors, right?
Yes, I'm one of the ambassadors. Derek Matthews is the community outreach officer, and I'm one of the initial ambassadors. Anyone can participate. We are really want to have an inclusive Arundel United.
And how do I become an ambassador?
Okay, well, what I would suggest is reach out, look online, aacounty.org/united,
okay.
And that's a good way to find information on how to become an ambassador.
And you've had I think
We've had a couple of training
your
sessions.
kickoff
There's the
and then a
kickoff,
couple of
yeah,
sessions. So
yeah.
so right now, the internal ambassadors are being trained
Correct.
on sort of how to do the whole thing, how to facilitate dialogue, and
How to facilitate difficult discussions, because
Right.
there's a skill set with regards to having
Right.
any difficult, just like you have to get mediation training. You just don't say, okay, I'm a mediator without having training, you know,
Right.
and without having facilitated some mediation sessions. Same and likewise with being an ambassador. You want to have this, just the basic skill sets just to be able to communicate with people from different parts of the community and trying to bring people together.
Well, there you go. And if you want to find out more about Anne Arundel United, of course, again, it's aacounty.org/united. Or if you want to learn more about Miss Alanna Dennis, you can find her bio on our website as well. Alanna, thank you for joining us this
Thank
week. We're
you.
really happy to have you, and you're a great addition to the team, so I'm sure we'll be seeing you a lot more.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being here.
And we'll be right back after this break.
You made this vacation happen, cleverly merging promotions
Double points with every purchase.
and cross-referencing travel sites. Aloha! If you can ace your vacation, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. Well, we have some words that are music to my ears. They are movies and food trucks.
Why is that?
I love it because I love movies and I love food trucks.
Okay.
Sara Gannon is out at Chesapeake High School, and she has more about what students are doing to help people learn about cyber civics. Sara.
Thanks, guys. I am happy to be at Chesapeake High School this morning. We are going to talk about a really cool campaign that's coming up in the Chesapeake feeder system. Principal Gorski, thanks for meeting with us today and discussing all of the great efforts at the middle school, the elementary school, and I know the high school is also involved in this great event. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on here on the 21st?
On the 21st, we're hosting a cluster movie night with all the cluster schools for the Chesapeake cluster coming together to really talk about the message, the mindfulness message that we've been trying to put out there. We are going to be showing a movie that's called Screenagers. It's been put out. It really addresses kind of for the students growing up in this digital age, and it's for parents and for students because it starts a conversation about the amount of time that we spend looking at our screens, what we're doing, what we're downloading, video games. Really, we're in a new age that our parents never had to go through, but us as parents, and I know myself, I'm going through this now with 6th graders in Baltimore County. Sure. It's starting that conversation about some of the things we need to really consider about their emotional development, their physical development, and things like that. And we're looking forward to having a good night and having a great crowd out here on the 21st to hear the message that we have. And the school so far this year, we've already started that conversation about being mindful towards others, to think before we send. On our own Twitter account, we've retweeted a lot of the tweets from the Don't Press Send Twitter page with a lot of the tips and information for parents and students alike.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that what they are learning and how they're using this technology today, unfortunately, I think that's part of some of our problem today in society with some of the issues that we're having. And even in the job force, some of the employers I've noticed have come to me and says it's very hard to interact with our youth today because all they want to do is put their head down and look at their screen. They don't know how to have the art. They're not artful in having conversation. Like, don't take this the wrong way, Principal Gorski, but when we were younger.
And this is a discussion I've had with our students already this year. Last year we introduced CHS Hour to the high school, which was an academic hour in the middle of the day where they have lunch and then they have the opportunity to get assistance from teachers. One of the things with the CHS Hour is we allow the students to come out and sit on the patio outside the cafeteria. And the thing that myself and my other assistant principals noticed is that when they were sitting out there, most of them didn't have their
head down.
No,
Oh,
they didn't have their phones
phone.
out. They were actually
Very
having conversations
good.
with one another, and we thought
Great.
that was a positive thing as opposed to when they're sitting in the cafeteria. A lot of times that's what they're doing. They're focusing on their phones. They're focusing on whatever game it is that they're playing, and hopefully this is something that I think we can build off of and make it a year-long event, not just on the 21st, but throughout the year to continue to have the conversation at the high school level.
Well, I'm very proud of you all and stepping up to have this conversation. I think you all should be a model for everyone. Groups of all kinds, to be honest. So thank you for your initiative in this. I know around the county we hear a lot about the opioids, but it all stems together. You have those children that are bullied, and it's their self-esteem, so they unfortunately then go other places for attention or help or self-medication but this is a very positive thing. So thank you to the Chesapeake cluster.
And this is not a problem that we can solve ourselves.
Absolutely.
But what we're trying to do is start the conversation that parents like myself and the parents in the cluster can have that conversation with their kids about some of the issues that are related to technology and the impact that it has, both positive and negative.
This technology is getting more and more and everywhere.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sarah. And I think we have a cut of Screenagers. Take a look.
Who's there to catch you at home? Your mom? You can outsmart her easily. No offense. Yeah, Mom, it's a really hard math thing.
The thing that matters is not whether you're a good person, it's how you look.
I took a picture of myself and my brother and I sent it to him. When I got to school, I knew that everyone else knew.
This is one of the most difficult parenting issues we've ever faced. Internet consumption, video game use is very complicated to parent around.
That's heavy stuff, Brandi. I need to, lesson be learned from me. I need to get off the phone a little bit more too.
I think so.
Everybody
I think all of
needs
us
to
need
turn the phone off more often.
Yep, I agree.
So I think this is fairly rare that the two of us are on the show at the same time.
It's been a while. We did it, I think, maybe 2 years ago.
Man,
but
time flies.
I know. Good to be back. We miss you, Kristen.
Yeah, we miss you very much, Kristen. She's at Bruno Mars right now.
Oh,
so we don't
now
need
we're
to
just
feel
a little
that
bit
sorry
jealous.
for her, right?
Not really, no.
But just a little inside baseball here. For those of you who watch the show every week, we switched places this week, and that just throws everything. So we're very sorry. I'm very sorry if I messed up because I'm doing everything backwards to what I usually do.
You're doing a fantastic job,
But let's
Dave.
talk about your solidarity for a good cause. You're wearing your pink dress today.
I am. And do you know why I'm wearing pink?
It's October. You're wearing pink. I'm thinking Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Exactly. Yep. All of us at the department, we are all wearing pink this week to support breast cancer survivors.
Very nice.
Yep. So we are out there for everybody.
The seniors are doing this too?
The seniors have their own special events that are coming up, and you can always check out online events the newsletters.
They have a bulletin, right? Like you have a bulletin,
Yes.
so they get marching orders. Those seniors, they march to the same drummer, right? Because they have instructions that you will wear pink in October.
All 7 of them are different, though.
All 7 seniors?
All 7 senior centers.
Oh, all 7 senior
We have way
centers.
more seniors within the
Which
county.
one's your favorite? I won't tell Pam Jordan.
I don't
Which
have
one's
a
your
favorite. All of them are my favorite.
Pam, she said off camera she had a favorite. Which one was it?
Hey, speaking of seniors, I have to give a shout out to Mr. John and Miss Jer. They are avid watchers
Shout
of
out
this
Mr.
show.
John and Miss Jer.
Guess what? They've been married for 70 years.
Oh my
Can you
goodness!
believe it?
Congratulations, 70 years, man. That is quite a while. I'm sure they're gonna like this. We're working on a documentary about Fort Meade. Fort Meade is only 30 years older than they've been married.
Wow.
So they should go check that out. They might see some of their friends on there from 1918.
Yeah.
No, that's too long.
Right.
That's too long. They weren't around then.
Yes, they were around.
They're like little kids. They were probably little kids.
They still act like little kids.
I don't think they were 30 when they got married.
No, they were 20.
You know what?
Around 20.
Okay, we need to find out. We need to do the math. And I want them to let me know so we can update our viewers on exactly what they were doing in 1918 when, let me give you a quick history lesson, everyone. 1918, the United States was not ready for war. We had to go to war, World War I. Guess what? We built Camp Meade out of like nothing. It was a field. We put some tents up, some sticks, boom. Shipped people over to Europe, won a world war. Now, what were Miss Mayor and Mr. Jerry?
Miss Jer and Mr. John.
Miss Jer and Mr. John. Is Jer short for Geraldine or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
all right, Miss Jer. All right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to both of you, and everybody. Don't forget to wear pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I hope you make it through this October 13th Friday the 13th safely.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
So
Thanks for being here again.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
So that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we will see you next time.